What up, everybody? We're back in here once again, man. Time for another episode of the Weekly Win Streak. It's your boy TP3. As always, I am joined by none other than the man himself. What up, bro? I saw you had another winning night yesterday. Bro is all the way back, guys. Bro, how are we doing today, my boy?
Doing great. We're doing great. We're on opposite ends of the spectrum. I went to bed at 9 o'clock p.m., woke up at 6, energized, ready to go, took the dogs for a walk in the park, 7:30 walk before it got light. We're talking winning shit here. We're ready for a big day. T, I heard you had a great Halloween night. I heard you had a Sheila. She was a feisty one last night. And he's a little tired.
Nah, man, I was just hanging out with the boys watching that crazy ending to the Nuggets game last night, if you know what I mean. But anyway.
Yep, crazy ending.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, dude, that game was wild, bro. I had Jokic. I was kind of pissed, though, man, because I had Jokic over points, and, they were up by, 6 points with, 2 minutes to go. I was like, all right, well, surely Jokic's going to shoot some free throws here. We're good. And then the Nuggets just, forgot how to play basketball, man. So, I mean, that kind of sucked, but it is what it is, honestly. You can't win them all. At the end of the day, we had a winning night last night, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. You just got to win. You can't complain whenever you have a winning day. You just got to win and move on. So we got to it once again yesterday. We're going to try to get to it once again today, guys. We have a great slate here of college football. I'm very excited, honestly, for today's slate, bro. I think we got a really good slate of games and whatnot. But yeah, let's. What game are you most excited to watch today?
Well, this is a little bit biased, of course. I'm so excited for Ohio State, Penn State. I think it would have been more exciting if Aller was healthy. They say he's playing. That's what it says. But
yeah, they're playing both quarterbacks.
That means they're playing no quarterback, and that's a terrible combination. But I'm really, really excited for that game. The other game I'm really excited for is a 7:30 potential upset matchup that I think we're going to end up talking about in this show. But two games I'm pumped for. What about you?
I'm most excited for Louisville and Clemson, I think. But other than that, yeah, that's definitely the one I'm most excited to watch today. That's for sure. I'm actually not excited for the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, if they're still allowed to call it that or not. I'm not sure, but I'm really not that excited for that game. That game's going to kind of suck. But yeah, man, we got a great slate of games today. We're going to break them all down for you guys right now. So we'll start things off here. Now, bro, where should we start things off here today? Should we just go ahead and jump into the Ohio State game, or should we give it a second before we talk about that one?
Yeah, why don't we, I'll just give away the other play that I have for the noon sector. We'll let people start funneling in. I actually didn't even post on SoBet that we are live. So I'm literally going to take a picture of your pretty face there, T, and we're just going to be live in action. Bangarang. All right, so we're live. But listen, I was just made aware of some news, and it doesn't change my play. It doesn't change my play. T says,
you didn't play.
No, yeah. I tried to cash out, won't let me. So fine. You want to trap me? You want to hold me down? I'll fight out of the shackles. I'll fight out of the chains, and I'll still be victorious. Listen, Air Force's defense is trash. Air Force's offense is trash. Army is a cover cog. I did not know that the starting quarterback was even questionable. He wasn't on. I didn't see any fucking injury, nothing. But, of course, full transparency, I didn't dig very deep. I thought it was a guarantee. I didn't even know he was injured, questionable. So I will still take Army minus the points. If you know anything about these teams' playing styles, Air Force has seen success not only this year, but historically, because they run a triple option offense, and it's very tough to defend. If you don't defend that every day in practice, there's a lot of lane commitments and run commitments and responsibilities that you're not used to having. That said, Army has been running the same offense. Very similar offense. They have gone to a more pro style, but still with the quarterback design run as a focal point. Army is significantly better in all offensive metrics, and I just don't see a way Air Force can hang in this game. So I'm still taking Army minus the points, even though we have heartbreaking news that their starting quarterback has been listed out after Bro has already made the wager.
Yeah, man, that's the type of shit you deal with in college football. That's why I stayed off the Ole Miss-Arkansas game, because Trey Harris is not going to be playing in this, or we don't know if Trey Harris is going to play or not. And until I know if Trey Harris is going to play or not, there's just no way in hell I'm touching that game. So I'm just kind of sitting here waiting to see if he's going to play or not. I'm honestly not going to touch the game either way because we don't know how healthy he's going to be as a lower body injury. But like that's just what you deal with in college football. West by God makes a good point. I don't have the numbers in front of me, guys, but Service Academy's been wagging towards the under. The under was definitely the move in this game now that a backup quarterback's playing. Like the over did ticked up a little bit. I think it was like 42 was the total, but now that he's not playing, man, this game's definitely gonna be a dead nuts under game for sure. And the unders were like in the 30s last year in Service Academy games. Service Academy unders are like one of the biggest wagon, like easy plays in all of college football betting. So that's in play here once again today. But look, guys, for my first free play before we talk about the big games here in a second, I'm going to go to the Ohio State game. I'm going to go to Syracuse versus Virginia Tech. You look at these teams here. Syracuse is a top 20 passing offense. They threw 3 pick sixes last week. I don't think that's going to happen again here. You look at this Syracuse team. They have they played on Thursday, so they have extended rest here coming in against an Ohio State team that why do I keep saying Ohio State? Coming in here against a Virginia Tech team. While Virginia Tech has a good team, good offense, they really don't have any impressive wins to date. They had one good spirited game so far this season against Miami. At the end of the day, guys, when I look at this matchup between these two teams, I think these are even teams. To see one team's a 4-point road favorite here is absolutely ridiculous. Everyone's going to be down on Syracuse because of what happened last game. Perfect bounce back spot for them off a long week. I'll take Syracuse plus 4 points in this game. I think they will win outright.
Yeah, I love that. I was really looking at the over in that game, but I think I missed the boat on it. And now it's like, damn, dude, it's past that key number. And I just think there's better value. Well, I thought there was better value out there in the Army game. I really like that play. And this is a question that I wrote down that I wanted to ask you today. Where do you see the most likely upset occurring? Straight up upset.
I'm not answering that question because it's in my favorite play of the day. Actually, you know what? I'll give a different one where I see an upset happening. Okay. I see South Carolina pulling the upset today
against A&M.
Yeah.
Wow. And why do you say that?
I mean, dude, while I think A&M has a really good team, like I just think South Carolina at home catching all these points can easily win this game. And so at the end of the day, +3, I think South Carolina can definitely win the game, So why not go ahead and hop in on them? And you look at South Carolina, what would the perception be here? They'd probably be ranked in the top 10 if they beat Alabama and LSU. Even if they split those games, they're probably ranked right now with a really good win. They got robbed in the LSU game. The Bama game came down to literally the wire in that game. Let's also not forget, Sellers got hurt in the LSU game as well, and they had to play with Robbie Ashford for like the fourth quarter of that game. So LSU could not have been more fortunate to win that game, I think. And I really think even if they had just won that one, because they probably would have won by over 2 touchdowns, like that, they would definitely be ranked even higher. Yeah, no, good point, West by God. The black unis are hard as fuck. They're going to be rocking in this game, man. It's going to be rocking. Like, they have, like, a really cool entrance and stuff. And this place is going to be packed in. South Carolina's does have a good fan base, even though they've been down for the last couple of years. I think Texas A&M's walking into a shit show here. I would not be shocked at all if South Carolina won outright. What do you think, bro?
So, what's up, Travis? I actually have two. I can see. I mean, Pitt is ranked higher than SMU. But SMU is favored, so it's not necessarily an upset. But I like SMU. The team that this is sneaky. It's in the SEC.
Okay.
I think Kentucky wins straight up today against Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, man. Listen, I know. I said it. I actually told my dad that earlier, and he's like, "Are you fucking nuts?" And I was like, "Listen." They should have beat Georgia. They almost beat Ole Miss. Or they beat Ole Miss, rather. And they play all these good teams very close. They're one of the only teams in the SEC that's physical enough in the trenches to hang with those upper echelon teams. I just have a feeling they're going to muck this up. It's not an official play yet. I think the spread is going to be. But something is just telling me, listen, this Kentucky team is just a season spoiler. That's all they are. They're a season spoiler. They want to ruin people's seasons. I think we see it tonight. I don't really like the Tennessee. I'm not sold on Tennessee and this freshman quarterback. I'm just not sold on it.
Those are all very good points. Yeah, I'm not sold on Tennessee either, to be honest with you, but I'm not touching that game. I just don't think Kentucky has any kind of offense whatsoever. But you're definitely not wrong. It's a rivalry game for sure. Tennessee and Kentucky both hate each other. So by no means is that just going to be a gimme game right there. The only reason why they don't play on rivalry Saturday is because Kentucky also plays Louisville since that, same state. So
Right, Kentucky rivalry. 100%.
yeah, exactly. So that's a big time rivalry game. Anyway, let's get some free plays in here. We already gave out one free play each. Let's talk about the Ohio State game here. This is Bro's team here, the Buckeyes taking on Penn State. I'm going to talk about this game first, and then I'll let Bro go. So, guys, my max play in this game is going to be on the total. I will say the one thing keeping me from playing Ohio State in this game is I do actually like for Penn State the fact they're going to rotate quarterbacks in this game. But here's my first thing that I'm going to say here. So think about this, guys. Ohio State drives down the field at the end of the game against the number one team in the nation, Oregon. And if Will Howard slides down 1 second sooner, they call a timeout, probably kick the game-winning field goal. Spread's probably 7 if that's the case. Now, everyone sees Ohio State play bad 2 weeks in a row against nobody teams and wants to write them off in this matchup and say they're going to lose. I don't know about all that, man. Like, just think about that. And this game, you know what this game reminds me of is Georgia versus Texas. You see the desperate team with their playoff hopes and dreams on the line, playing the team who really hasn't played anybody all season long. You get the battle-tested team going up against the team who has not played a real schedule so far. And I think Ohio State's going to come in here and win this game, man. I think they're going to come out with their heads on fire in this game and be ready to rock. James Franklin's lost 10 straight games against top 5 opponents, and he's 1-13 in his career versus top 5 teams. He has not played well in games like this. He's 3-17 against top 10 teams, 1-9 against Ohio State. So there's just some numbers for you right there. At 3 points, I can only take Ohio State here. I barely passed on that one, but I love the total in this game.
Wow, you made some great points. I love the analogy to the Georgia-Texas game because I thought the same thing. I'm like, man, it just reminds Penn State hasn't played. I mean, who they played? USC, who is not as good as we thought they were. They're soft as fuck. And then Illinois, who's catching 3 points at home against an unranked team now. Like, that's their wins. Okay. Like, 100% I agree with you. And I think Ohio State should have won. I'm biased a little bit, but they should have won at Oregon. I really truly think so. There were so many opportunities. The offensive pass interference, bad slide call, giving up that last-minute drive for Oregon to score. A lot of different things. But I'm all over Ohio State today. Yes, again, bias. I went to Ohio State for 2 years and ended up graduating there. But you said it yourself. Franklin can't win against the Buckeyes. 1-9. He can't win big games. He shits down his leg all the time. Dude is garbage. And listen, if you are not healthy, you are not going to have success against this Buckeyes defensive line. If you can't move, you're dealing with a knee ailment or an ankle injury or some shit like this, you're fucked. It's not going to work out well for you. And I just see Ohio State coming in here and dominating. Ohio State is categorically and statistically better in all facets, and they played the number one team in the country on the road and have played a precipitously harder schedule overall. Like, I don't see any reason to back Penn State here. I'm taking Ohio State.
I'm 100% with you on this one, man. I think Penn State's going to get slaughtered in this game, man. I just don't think Penn State's got that type of team this season. I mean, we'll see, though. They really haven't played anybody. Oregon shocked me when they pulled all that stuff out. At the same time, I don't think Penn State's Oregon, but we'll see what they got in the tank here in this game today, man. It's going to be a good one regardless. Like I said, I love the total in this game for sure. You got another point to make?
Yeah, also, I just want to say, I think Ohio State knew they had enough to get by the teams that they had ahead of Penn State. It was a very vanilla game plan. Like, you didn't see a lot of shots downfield. You didn't see a lot of movement pre-snap. I think Ohio State, I don't want to say playing possum, but they definitely didn't. I don't think they showed everything. So them not looking good first these last couple games isn't something that totally scares me.
Yeah, it actually is a great point as well. Anyway, let's keep moving to here on the games. We got the world's largest outdoor cocktail party here with UGA versus Florida in this game. Georgia's laying 14.5. What do you think about this one?
I was talking about this on my live. Brad, we're going to go over everything at the end, so just hang out with us. We'll go over all the plays at the end, brother. Hang out with us for a little bit, and we'll get you caught up to speed. I was talking about this on my live a little bit earlier. I think there are some teams Georgia being one of them, that have put themselves in a position where they don't need to do anything extra but win. Just win games. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily know if covering this number is something that's going to be a high priority to them and running up the score as opposed to getting out of this healthy and with a win, right? So I see Oregon as one of those teams. I see Georgia as one of those teams. There's one other team that's slipping my mind now, but I know I talked about it on my live earlier that I see. I don't think Florida's going to win this game, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Florida cover the spread there. What about you? Am I wrong?
No, you're definitely not wrong. I think Georgia's going to cover this game, but Georgia starts really slow. They got Ole Miss on deck, so we'll see how they actually do. Wow. Here's something real quick, guys. I know so Kyron Jones skipped the stretching portion with the rest of the offensive players out there for warmups, but he's rejoined everybody in the throwing lines as the first guy going through for Virginia Tech. So I don't know if there's anything there, so we'll see what happens. But he did skip the stretching line, so maybe he's a little banged up here in this game. We're on Syracuse. That's my first free play I give out, by the way.
Huge.
But I think Georgia's just started slow, man. And this is a rivalry game. You look at Florida. Florida's played really good in their last 4 games. They should have beat Tennessee. They smacked Kentucky. They're coming off a bye week. So apparently Florida had like a meeting between the team, and they said they wanted to simplify what they do on offense. And so the fact they're simplifying what they do on offense on defense, they want to simplify it. Their defense played much better in the last couple games. The players met with the defensive coordinator and told them that they played better. I don't think Florida's quit. I think they're trying to push to make a bowl game. I think they're going to give Georgia a lot in the first half. I might look to play Georgia second half in this game and just say they smack them up in the second half here. So I'm going to see how this game plays out. I could see Georgia starting slow in this game being closer than it should be.
I like that. So maybe Florida first half plus the points is also something to look at. Interesting. Okay. I know there's a 7:30 game that you really like, and some of it's got to be kept close to chest, and I get that. Are there any other games that you have on the ticket that's must see TV or that are must plays?
Another game that I think is a must play. Let's go to Arizona State versus Oklahoma State here. I know y'all weren't expecting me to pull that one out here. You look at Arizona, you look at Oklahoma State. They have the second worst defense in all of college football. I religiously have preached week after week after week, fade their defense. They suck. And what did I say they suck against? Running quarterbacks. Sam Leavitt, the quarterback on Arizona State, he runs the football a ton. Scatterbo, if you're not familiar with him, look him up. Big white dude running back for them. He's going to run down their throats. I think Arizona State and Dillingham are going to get this offense going. They're going to run up and down the field here in this game on Oklahoma State with little to no resistance here. Oklahoma State does not match up well in the trenches against them. I think they're going to run the football all over them here in this game. Oklahoma State feels like they quit, man. They just lost to Baylor. They had one spirited game against BYU, and they still lost that game. I think that was like the quit point for them on the season. Arizona State, on the other hand, is a trend-up team, man. I think Arizona State comes out here and wins this game by 2 touchdowns. I think they're just going to run all over them, and Oklahoma State will not be able to stop them.
Wow. 2 touchdowns, huh? Okay. Mm-hmm. I love it. Now, I'm interested in the 3:30 slate to see if Rourke is going to play for Indiana. If he plays, I think Indiana minus the points is a must play against Michigan State. I have a parlay I'm going to give you guys. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do that before we go to the 7:30 because it's the 12 noon window and the 3:30. And then we'll go to the 7:30 window, talk about anything, and then we'll bounce out of here. But,
all right,
guys, I'm going to give you a parlay right here, right now. And we haven't preluded this, but this can be found on SoBet. One of the most important things about SoBet is not only we're giving you locks and plays and all sorts of insight, but we also teach you responsible bankroll management. Okay? Full transparency, I went through one of the worst losing streaks I've ever gone through, worst 5-week periods I've ever gone through. In that 5 weeks, we only lost 23 units. Okay? I know that sounds like, holy fuck, 23 units. What the fuck is going on? Dude, there are people that are losing 17 and 18 units in a day, launching hella units and stuff like that. So transparency is key. That said, parlays are not a way to get yourself out of a losing streak, nor should they be your primary betting source. Okay? So You launch responsibly with a nice little 0.5er or something like that. That said, we have this comes out to plus 542. We got Ohio State money line, Army minus 16, which you're going to get much better. Fuck me. You're going to get much better value there. Now you could probably drop that down to minus 13.5. Honestly, how the line moved, drop it down to minus 13.5, get it under 2 scores. Love it. Absolutely love it. For me, I have minus 16 because I played it before the QB news. Indiana minus 3, Nebraska minus 2.5. Okay? That's the 4-leg. 3 of them Big Ten, 1 of them Service Academy. The heart and soul of America, the Big Ten Conference and our armed forces. What could be better? Okay? So Ohio State, money line, Army minus 13.5, Indiana minus 3, Nebraska minus 2.5. Now, T-Pizzle, what you choose to share with the folks is on you because I know you have a massive VIP play. But the game I'm most excited for today is the Louisville game. Is the Louisville-Clemson game. I like the over in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of points. But I'll be the one to tell you, I really like Louisville plus the points, man. Louisville has played with some really good teams. Notre Dame probably should have beat Notre Dame. They got fucked on a really bad call. They did get beat by SMU. But outside of that, man, I love what they're doing. Offensively, they put up points. Clemson's defense is terrible. We talk about teams that haven't played anybody. The Texas hadn't played anybody. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I think we see another instance of almost like shock. Like, holy fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, we're getting it taken to us because we haven't played anybody. I really like Louisville to cover the spread. And I'm not sold on Clemson. I wouldn't be surprised if Louisville wins this game straight up. Seriously, straight up. What is your favorite angle that you're willing to share in this game, knowing that knowledge that I just dropped?
Yeah, I think Louisville should score some points in this game. You look at Clemson's defense, they haven't played anybody so far this season with a pulse besides Georgia, and they got dog walked in that game. So we're buying their defense because they beat some horrible ACC teams and a bad App State team. I don't think so, man. I think Louisville will have no problem marching up and down the field. I think they'll go over their team total at 24.5 for sure.
I love it. I love it. Do you know the total for the entire the game?
62.
62. Fuck. Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's too high. It's too high.
It is. It is. It's just a bit too high. Like, I was really hoping you were going to throw like 58, 59. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm in there. But no, 62 is too much.
Yeah, 62 is just insane. But, I mean, if you look, I mean, Louisville got robbed in the Notre Dame game. They get robbed in the Miami game. And the team total is definitely the play here for sure. They played a lot of good competition, and they've proven they can score against them.
Against anyone. Yeah, exactly. Miami especially. They put up like 40 points against them. So,
yeah,
really like that. Any other plays that you want to touch on?
Yeah, let's go one more free play, and this is my last one for the show. I do have 8 plays over on SoBet. I'm about to write one more up for everybody right now. But Oregon minus 14.5 versus Michigan. Michigan is the 8th worst offense in all of college football. Oregon is the 8th best offense. I mean, people are saying to me, Michigan's defense, this, that, and the other, bro. Michigan is not seeing an offense, but the Texas game, like Oregon's this season. And Texas marched up and down the field on them until they just started running the football because they realized Michigan wasn't worth a fuck. Michigan has no quarterback. They have no explosion in their offense. Michigan's not going to do anything in this game. I think Oregon's going to win this game by 28 to 35 points. I think this is going to look like the Illinois game all over again. Give me the Ducks. I'm going to be quacking all night.
Yeah, you're going with the Wolverines. You're quacking me up. Yeah, but listen, I like the under in the Michigan-Oregon game. I like the under. I was telling you, I don't think Oregon has a lot to play for outside of just win. Just win. I can see Oregon getting up 2 touchdowns and just taking their foot off the gas completely. Running the ball similar to what Texas did. What say you there? Do you think I'm crazy for what, like, in the? I mean, dude, I like really like the under. Like, that's almost definitively going to be a launch status for me.
So I don't.
Okay, if you don't, it's okay if you
No,
don't.
the total's just too low for me to take an under. But I mean, I don't see how Michigan does enough to contribute here.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Maybe I do like a little teaser or something. But let's see here. Morning, fellas. Have a money doubler plus a little extra on some money lines. Oregon, Georgia, Clemson, Indiana. The only one that gives me any concern at all is Clemson. It's the only one that gives me any concern, Ty. I think other than that, you put yourself in a really good position. So, to recap, I'm on Army minus the points. Listen, I gave it at 21. Excuse me. I gave it at 21. The quarterback got listed out. I don't even know who the fuck their backup is. As long as he can move a little bit, he got a little jiggy in his fucking step. I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it. Anybody has a scouting report on this kid, throw it at me. But I'm still all right with it. Air Force is shite. And then Ohio State money line is a max play. And I want to give you this piece of information. DraftKings and FanDuel both have a boost on this game. Single bet. You don't have to do a parlay or anything. Single bet. So if you like a side or you like something, there's no harm if you really like it. There's no harm in doubling it down, and making sure that you're getting a boost on both sides. So I did Ohio State money line double, and then I like Louisville plus the points. And then T, go ahead with your recap and whatever you were going to say there. I know you got a good point for me.
No, I don't really have a crazy point or anything like that. Just excited to watch today's slate of games, guys. Whatever you do, please bet responsibly. We're taking Syracuse +4. We're taking Oregon minus 14.5 and Arizona State -4. Like I said, do have 5 more plays over on SoBet. I'm going to post another one up right there right now. But as always, guys, we appreciate everyone who jumps in here. Bro, you got anything else you want to say to everybody?
No, I mean, let's cash. Plays are over on SoBet. Make sure you're subscribed to TP3 on YouTube, myself on YouTube, and turn on notifications. So that way when we go live, you get the notification every time, no matter what time we go live. 4:30, 5, 10:30, you'll get the notification. Bangarang, we're live. We're action. We're giving you the locks. That's it. I wish you safety and happiness this weekend. Be safe with what you do, guys. It's holiday weekend. I know you guys are going to be out drinking and partying and doing whatever you do. First of all, don't do anything I wouldn't do, which is basically anything. But, because I'll do it all. I'll do it all. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Seriously, be safe, guys. Don't drink and drive. If you need a ride home, call an Uber. It's much better to spend $50 and get home safe than to be in jail worrying about an attorney or hurting somebody or hurting yourself. Have fun this weekend, guys.